installment of the Rock Lounge, my
really? The
podcast.
Third installment?
You know, I'll tell you why. Because the first one was Guy Torrey and Moranzio Vance.
I remember that
And
one.
Jamie Masada, the owner of the Laugh Factory who lets me tape here, cut it into 2 episodes. It was supposed to be 1 episode.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted to, like, you know, because I did Guy Torrey the first half hour, Moranzio, and Guy the second half hour.
Oh, okay.
He cut it into 2 episodes. So now it looks like Guy is my fucking co-host because he was on both episodes.
Oh, okay.
Which Jamie wasn't thinking. So this is the 3rd one. But,
okay. That's what's
you know,
up.
but let me introduce you properly because,
All right, okay.
you know, people,
they don't know.
They don't know. And you really have no idea. Like, I truly believe this guy is, makes me believe that some people are just destined to be in your life. Because I'm a skinny kid from Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. I wound up in Los Angeles doing comedy. My stand-up route, most people know. But I become very good friends, best friends, my brother from another mother, with a guy from Carson, California, whose parents are from Haiti. It's just so crazy that, you know, the 2 forces would combine. But I think that's why I say that some people are destined to be in your life.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my brother from another mother, writer, producer, great guy, stand-up comic, superior mind when it comes to the pin game, Ruben Paul, everybody, in the Rock Lounge. What up, brother?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here.
I can't even, I can go on and on.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the love.
They don't know how we really know each other. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's interesting because it's always a weird connection because we be in different places and then your name will come up. I'm like, that's like my best friend.
Yes.
They'll be like, you and Tony Rock? I'm like, yo, y'all don't even know.
I'll be on the road going to do press, and somebody be like, yeah, so we went to see Russell Peters last week, and the guy on the show with him, Ruben Paul, he was cool, man. We met him, and he was cool. I'm like, yo, that's like my brother, man. You know Ruben Paul? No, I don't just know Ruben Paul.
Yeah, it's like, that's family.
Yeah, we got a million trillion stories.
Most of which we will not go into.
We can't go into everything. We cannot go into everything. And he is a boxing aficionado, as am I.
Yes,
he is a hip-hop head, as am I. We love and we respect and we are humbled to be in the stand-up comedy fraternity.
Absolutely.
And that is where the love comes. And he's touring with Russell Peters right now.
Off and on.
Off and on with Russell Peters.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where to start. So we'll start comedy first, then we'll work our way around everything.
Yeah.
How the dates going with Russell and how's everything going?
The dates is cool. The cool thing with working with Russell is he doesn't have like one opener like most guys.
Right.
Like this is the guy that opens up for him. With Russell, it's literally whenever he calls me. You know what I mean? So I'm focused on doing my own thing. Then I help him with some other things aside from, just opening up for him. So it's just like, yo, he'll hit me up and it's like, yo, what are you doing? And then he'll go, I got these dates available. Do you want to do them? Mm-hmm. And since the money's so good, I'll be like, yes, I would like to do them.
yes, I can believe it. And I hear great things, great guy, fun guy to be around.
Great guy, great dude. You know what I mean? We don't hang out. Because here's the thing about me. I'm at the point in my career in my life where I only want to hang out with people that are good people.
Right.
For the most part.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you got to work with an occasional asshole.
Right.
I mean, is it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. But for the most part, I mean, he's just a good dude. I mean, I've worked with a lot of heavy hitters, through my time in this game, but he's probably one of the guys that maybe because it took him so long to make it, he still appreciates it. Right. And he gets what it's like to be on the grind and, month to month and not knowing, you know what I mean? You know how the grind used to be.
Yes, no, still on it.
I'm
reaching that point right now. I have, like I was telling the guys earlier, I leave Wednesday for Kansas City. Okay. I go from Kansas City to Hartford, Connecticut to Savannah, Georgia. I got a one night at college. From there, I go to Baltimore. It's like it's reaching the point where it's like I just got to take a few days to sit down for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like that burnout point is.
Well, you be nonstop. If you don't know if your money's right, Tone be there every night. I'm like, Tone, you doing what? Hey man, they pay me.
They pay me, man. What's the check? Where? Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm there.
I never been. Let's go. Let's go.
That's real. So working with him off and on has been cool because it's exposed me to an audience that I never thought.
Right, you've been like I'm not going to harp on Russell Peters so much. But
exactly.
You've been to Dubai. You've been to Abu Dhabi. You've been like
I've been all over the Middle East, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, all over Asia. And the cool thing about it is a lot of the dates that I did with him, I'll go back and do my own dates, which has been cool.
Right.
Because it gives me the opportunity to do my thing. He ain't trying to hold me back or, you know what I mean?
Ideally, that's what your feature is supposed to do.
Yes.
I'm like Russell in that regard where I have 3 or 4 guys I take to feature. It's not one guy. I take Jordan.
Absolutely.
My little brother Jordan Rock. I take him out. I take Garrett Dixon sometimes. Mike
Sidney.
Young, another brother of ours. Sidney Castillo. Ray Grady. I've been taking my boy Dave Hellam out of Chicago now.
I don't know Dave.
Yeah, Dave, good guy, good guy. Just quit his teaching job to do stand up full time. I told him he was apprehensive about leaving his job, and I'm like, you got to be all in, man. You can't put your foot in the water and take it out when because it's cold.
Yeah.
I said, let me tell you this. I said, this is how I'll sum it up for you. Superman didn't know that he could fly until he jumped out that fucking window.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then it'll all come to you.
Absolutely.
Or you're gonna smash your face into the ground.
Yeah.
So
and then sometimes you're forced to make that decision.
Right.
You know, because I remember I was working at Delta Airlines, and I was doing stand-up working.
These are the stories I need. Okay, go.
I was working here. I'm gonna break it down even further.
Go to the beginning.
I'll go to the
beginning stages of stand-up.
So, when I first started doing stand-up, there was a rest in peace.
Where'd you start
started at the Birdland West in Long Beach. It doesn't exist anymore. It was like a club, but they had a comedy night.
Correct. Okay.
And then my barber at the time was like, "Yo, man, you know, you funny. You be coming in here killing everybody in the barbershop. You should do stand-up." Which is ironic because my style of stand-up, you wouldn't think that I'd be somebody who would just destroy cats in the audience.
Right.
I mean, we do our crowd work, but I'm about that material. You know what I mean? But that was my thing. You come in, if you wasn't dressed right, it was a wrap.
That's how let me stop you right there. In high school, my thing was we would get on a train going home. We would get on the last car of the J train. The last cars where all the young cats hung out.
Yeah.
The chicks was there, the dude with the radios and all that stuff. We would go to the last car, and when the doors opened, me, my friend Roy, my friend Troy, they were twins, the twins. We would sit there, and it was damn near a show, a daily show. Everybody would come to the last call because they knew when the doors open,
it's on.
Whoever walked in the train,
it's on.
We destroy them.
Exactly.
Whoever, just picture a random motherfucker walking on the train, coming from work with a suit and a briefcase, and we just go, "You big, looking like you got."
Look at this mug.
This nigga's shoes look like.
Exactly.
And he's just like, "What the hell's going on?" And the whole train is just dying laughing. That was daily for us.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think?
And now, in stand-up, I'm not really.
We don't do that.
You know, like.
Well, see,
guy.
if you see a Joe Torre or even a Guy Torre or a D.L. Hughley, you know immediately like they was killing niggas.
Right.
You know, they was killing cats back in the day. You know what I mean? But if you look at us, I go, maybe.
But that's one of my gifts that people don't. They don't see it until I have to use it.
Exactly.
And it's like,
all day.
Oh shit! Like when I get a heckler,
yeah,
I tell them like, man, you don't want to do this, man.
This is so cool. You know what my first introduction was? The story I was going to tell. The first time I ever did stand up, Yvette Wilson.
I know Yvette.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Who's my girl? She was on Moesha and
we saw her in Vegas that time.
The Parkers.
Like, yeah. I love Ruben.
Man, that was my girl. So she was the host that night. And I didn't know this, but D.L. Hughley was the regular host of that room.
Okay.
He just happened to be gone that particular night. So she's like, what would you like me to say? And then my boy, from the hood was with me. He was like, his specialty is bagging. And she was like, what? He was like, just say his specialty is bagging. Now, at this time, Birdland was known for the most notorious hecklers on the West Coast. I mean, I will say this. DL knows this. They was beasts. They used to serve DL sometimes. That's how beastly.
Okay, so the audience would win sometimes.
Oh, because there was like 3 or 4 cats that used to come every week. I didn't know this because I just started. Right. So she goes, coming to the stage. It's his first time. He says his specialty is bagging. And then all you see is these niggas inching up in their seats. Like, I can't wait. You know, then I go on stage and then I go into material.
Right.
And it was working. And I remember thinking to myself, it was like an out-of-body experience. I was like, damn, man, I can't believe they're laughing at what I thought of.
Right.
What I came up with.
You wrote in your living room. Exactly. Strangers are finding it funny.
Strangers.
Listen, still blows my mind to this day.
So
I'm years in the game. When I say something and it hits, I'm like, yo, I wrote that shit on the couch.
Man. So I'm having this moment, not even really like I hear the audience laughing, but just in this moment of I can't believe that they're laughing at what I'm saying. And then I finished the material I had prepared. Then I was done with my material.
Right. How much time was your first set?
I think the first time we were supposed to do 7 minutes.
Okay.
And
you had 4 minutes.
I had like 4 minutes that went well. And then I just started bagging on the cats in the audience. And then the mistake I made was I was killing this dude so bad, I handed him the mic. He's like, give me the mic, give me the mic. I'm like, nigga, take the mic.
Right.
And then when I was handing the mic, I looked and I could see all the real comics going.
Never relinquished. Never relinquished. Yeah.
But I didn't know.
Right.
So long story short, it kind of got out of control. And then, my time was up. And the MC came like, good job. He'll learn to never give up the mic again and all that. So that's where I started. But the interesting point is before I actually did stand up, I went and watched.
Right. Right.
And
similar.
When I went and watched, I went with my girlfriend at the time, and D.L. Hughley was the host. Now, I wasn't doing stand-up or nothing. After the show, we getting ready to leave, D.L. comes right up to me, dude, and goes, hey, man, how'd you enjoy the show? And I'm going, show was great. And I'm thinking, why are you talking to me?
Right.
And then I don't know what made me say this. I go, man, I'm thinking about doing this one day. He's like, you should do it then, man. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. A year passes by, I don't do it. Turns out I'm working at Delta Airlines. One of the old-timers comes up to me while I'm loading the planes.
Right.
He goes, hey, man, I heard you doing that comedy stuff. And I go, yeah. And he goes, you might know my son. And I go, who's your son? He's like, Daryl. It's like, I don't know any Daryls. He goes, I'm sorry, you might know him as DL. I said, D.L. Hughley is your son? He goes, yeah. I run to the break room.
Right.
Because DL kind of mentored me after, I skipped a part of the story. After I did it that first time with Yvette, I was hooked. So I was doing it like every night.
Right.
I ended up running into DL at the Comedy Act Theater, which was like the premier black club.
Michael Williams.
Shout out to Michael Williams, man. And that's where, like, when I got off stage, Yvette was like, you funny, this is where you need to go. She gave me a list of rooms to go. It was like the Birdland West, the Townhouse, Mavericks Flat. It was like all the black rooms in the LA area. So I would be out every single night trying to get on stage in these rooms. And I finally ran into DL. And DL kind of took me under his wings. So me and DL had been friends.
Right.
He didn't know where I worked. Obviously, I didn't know his pops worked at Delta. I called DL, go, yo, I just met your father. And he go, you work at Delta? I go, yeah, man. So it's just one of those things where I felt like it was just meant to be. Like people were placed in my life.
What I just say for your intros.
Yeah,
like, you're supposed to run into, man.
You're just supposed to run into them, man. And it was
your life is scripted out. It's like you just don't know. You can't see the pages before they,
And at that time, dude, I was scared to quit my job, obviously, because I wasn't really making money. I'm new doing stand-up. And then my manager, who basically had my back, left. And another manager came in and basically gave me an ultimatum because I was like what you call a ready reserve, where you could pretty much make your own schedule. And then he came in, the new guy came in and was like, nah, you ain't making your new schedule anymore. Either you got to work these hours or you're not working here at all. And I go, well, I guess I'm not working here at all.
Yo, that's crazy. So similar, our stories.
Really?
So similar. I was the guy that would snap on everybody. They call it, y'all, West Coast call it bagging, we call it snapping or ranking.
Yes.
I was the cat, school bus, ranking on everybody, train, everybody would get it. And then on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, me and all my brothers would sit on the stoop on Decatur Street in the front yard and anybody that walked past.
Really?
It was like, yo, the Rock Brothers, they like niggas riding their bikes down. She like, yo, come on, the Rock Brothers is getting niggas. And they would come and just like stand in the front yard. And we'd be like, yo, you're big.
Wow.
Your moms look like, yo, you're big. One time, my brother Chris, who we call Chrissy, told a dude, your mother looks like a boiled yam with a belt around it. One of the funniest things we've ever heard on the
It's so stupid.
I told him, and to this day, my boys on the block will tell you it's the funniest thing Tone ever said in his life. I told the dude, your shirt looks like 50% cotton, 45% polyester, and $5 worth of bologna. That was like walk off like, I'm the greatest ever.
Well, here's the thing. We all know.
But look, hold on.
Okay,
so did
that.
that. Then I was like, hey, man, you funny. You should go get on stage. Same thing.
Yeah.
We had Harlem one time, Harlem Week. I don't even know if they do Harlem Week anymore, but it was like a week-long block party in Harlem.
Okay, I've heard of those,
This is back in the day. And we up there, like, me and like 7 of my boys, Brown, G, Sherrod, all of us. And we walking past Uptown Comedy Club. This one was on 125th. and it's a guy outside barking for the audience. Like barking for the people that's watching and listening. You solicit your own audience from the sidewalk. It says, hey, people, come inside, comedy show starting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
My boy, it's 8 of us. So they all say, yo, we'll all pay to get in if you let my man go up.
And you had nothing
on the spot, I had no written material whatsoever.
Wow. Okay.
And the dude's like, yo, y'all all paying? He's on the show.
What?
It was like that. So I'm like, all right, bet. And they're like, what you gonna say? I'm like, I just, do it like I do it. Worst mistake.
Of course.
But greatest thing ever to be that fearless. So I go in the back of the room and I just sit there and I watch the show as it's going on. Like, okay, that girl came up and sang. I'm gonna get her. And the dude did this. And the host is wearing something fun. The host had on like a Ralph Cramden blazer, like the real crazy looking blazer with the button-up shirt, like he was going to play golf.
Yeah.
Like how the old men go play golf. Red burgundy pants with like a plaid blazer and a blue shirt. And so I get up and he got the Kango on, just like he going to play golf. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, give it up for this motherfucker, look like he going to play golf with Ralph Cramden after the show. And people like, oh. And he's walking up like, oh, really? Okay, nigga, you know I get the mic after you, right? I'm like, get out of here, old motherfucker. This nigga look like a wino from Sanford and Son. And some people laugh, some people like, yo, like he going
like you crazy. Like you just started off.
I don't know, homie's the house MC. Every week he's there. So they're like,
whoa,
yo, he going at the king, you know what I mean? I'm
the guy.
I'm like, where's that girl that sang earlier? Yo, that bitch sound like blah, blah, blah. And she's like, fuck you, motherfucker. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. This is because you can't sing. You sound like a dead cat or whatever. I'm just going at everybody. Where's the guy that came up and did jokes? And people just like, they turn on me. They start booing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they told me only the ugly people was going to boo, so you might want to boo too, sweetheart. Like, chick in the front row, you might want to start booing too.
You just went all in.
Son,
you fully committed to your...
They boo me off the stage. Here's the thing. I sit in the room and watch the rest of the show. So they booing me, and they still like...
you still here?
Back at me like,
you should leave.
You niggas still here. And now the host is going up after everybody that's good. Like, now, that's talent, Tony. That's talent. He kills me the whole show. We leave, the show's over, we're walking to the train station. I'm on the train with the same people that booed me. So I get booed from the club to the train station, all the way back into Brooklyn. But the walk from the back of the room to the stage was the most excited I had ever been about anything in my life. Yeah. And I was like, I have to do this again. Yeah. And that's when I started, now I got to put the work in. Yeah. Because I definitely want to do it. Now I got to put the work in and learn how to do it.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you were so ignorant.
Right. But you said Yvette was your connection?
Yeah.
I came off stage that night, Tracy Morgan, sitting there watching the show. Hey, man, you can't just go on dissing everybody, man. You can't just go on stage and talk shit about everybody. And he's like, come to the workshop. They got a workshop at the Uptown Comedy Club. It's like on Tuesday nights. Come to the workshop. I went to the workshop one time, and it was guys that I didn't think were that good trying to teach people how to do stand-up. Yeah. And I don't think you could be taught.
I agree.
So it was like, they would like bring people up, like, you tell your premise. And it's like, there's some guy, you ever taken a shit and you got to I'm like, I don't want to do that kind of comedy, and I don't think that's funny, and I'm like, I don't think I belong here. Yeah. So I never went to the workshop again, and then I started going to the mainstream clubs, watching everybody. Yeah. And that was it.
Well, it's interesting because the fact that you went up and went all in, because the first, I remember my boy telling me, because there's that moment where there's no turning back. There's that no turning back.
That's like everything.
That's for everything.
In life, there is that moment you will get to where there's no turning back.
Where you have to make a choice.
Right.
And I remember feeling good the first part of the day because I knew I was going on that night. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that people don't realize about stand-up comics. And it's still like this for me to this day, and I'm glad. When we know we got a spot, and obviously the excitement isn't the same until it gets closer to showtime. Yeah. But remember when you first started and you knew you was performing, you were excited from the time you woke up until they called your name. Yes. There was this nervous energy, adrenaline that just...
Remember how we used to do that when I first came out here the first couple of years?
Yeah, man.
It was me, Ruben Paul, Butch Bradley, and Mitch Mulaney.
Yes.
Google Mitch Mulaney. Rest in peace, Mitch. One of the coolest. I miss you, Mitch. Us four.
Yeah, I miss him too.
Whenever we were on, remember
Fortunately, his material is still alive.
His material is still very much alive in the Laugh Factory.
Yes.
We see it a lot in the Laugh Factory. Material didn't go nowhere.
Is that fortunately or unfortunately?
Well, at least we get to hear it.
Yeah, but it's not as good as
it's not delivered the right way.
Yeah.
But, well, however you look at it.
Anyway.
Fortunate or unfortunate.
Exactly.
But there were a few times when Jamie Masada, the owner of the Laugh Factory, would put us four on the 10 o'clock show. 10 o'clock show is prime time if you're a comic if you're a fan of comedy, you know this. 10 o'clock shows, prime time.
Yeah.
And Jamie would put us on. Rare. It was rare.
Yeah.
Once every couple of months, it would be us four on the show. And I kid you not, we would literally wake up in the morning, work out, eat breakfast, get dressed, go get haircuts, iron clothes, the whole day because we knew we were on with each other.
Yeah. And this started when we woke up in the morning.
Yes. We would call each other you ready?
Yeah. We
like,
on the back.
It was
I'm waiting for this all week.
It's like, who's going to be the best? And then I would get off stage and Mitch would be like, it's okay. You did all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's see what Butch does.
Yeah.
And then Butch would go up and kill. And Mitch is like, okay, not bad, Butch, not bad. And then Ruben would go up and then Mitch would just go up and destroy. And it was a great time.
That was a good time.
But that should never leave you.
Yeah.
Greg Giraldo, rest in peace, Greg Giraldo.
Absolutely.
My first time on the 10 o'clock show at the comic strip, New York City. You know, they put the calendar out on Mondays for your spots the whole week. So it's literally like you looking at the paper. It's like almost like.
Wait, I just had a moment, man. We just said rest in peace twice.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we're still here and doing stuff Mitch is gone, Greg is gone,
Richard Jenny, good friend
Richard
of mine.
Jenny is gone.
Yvette,
Freddie Soto, Yvette.
Yes.
To be in this game as long as we've still been in this game and still be relevant and still be making moves and doing that, it's a blessing, dude.
Absolutely.
That's not even talking about all the personal stuff we've gone through in our lives. You know?
Very true.
It's just, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I just had a moment. You just like, Greg, I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
that's
Greg Giraldo
right.
told me, I'm at the comic strip one night. I'm checking the lineup. I see him on the 10 o'clock show for the first time.
Yeah.
Through the roof, excited, dancing around, me and Sherrod going crazy. And Greg Giraldo's in the back room just watching us. And he calls us over and he goes, hey, guys, have a seat. And we sit down in the booth with him and he says, I've been doing stand-up for about 20 years. And I remember when I used to get that excited about a spot on the 10 o'clock show. Mm-hmm. I want you guys to never lose that. Never lose that excitement about just being on the 10 o'clock show on a Saturday night. He said, I lost it, and I'm watching you guys like, damn, I used to be like that. And I still, to this day, when I call my spots in, and Jamie's like, Friday, buddy, 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday,
the excitement is still there.
My
Let's
agent
go.
called, like, hey, you got a gig in Hartford, Connecticut. Yes. Like, I'm never going to lose that.
Yeah.
Like, from getting booed on stage that night to here is like, I still appreciate the whole journey.
As in terms, it used to be, for me, the excitement was from, whenever I woke up 9 a.m. to I got on the spot. Now, I can function during the first part of the day. And then when it gets to be like 8 o'clock, I'm like, yeah.
That's like I used to not be able to eat before. If the show was at 8 o'clock, I couldn't eat from like noon.
You know I'm still like that.
Listen, now I go on stage chewing.
I know you do. I still can't eat before I perform.
Hold this burger. What's up, y'all?
I'm starving when I get off stage. Well,
really?
I'm not. I hate using the word starving. I'm hungry when I get off stage.
You know what my thing is? My thing is my energy. When I get on, before I get on, if they hook me up to something, I could light this room with the energy.
I agree.
And when I get off, I'm drained.
Yeah,
20-minute set. I walk up stage and inside, I don't look. I'm not like. It's not like I'm going to pass out or fall asleep.
But you give
I'm
it.
like,
You spent.
Man, I gave for any time I did 5 minutes. I get off like.
Greg Giraldo's story. Being a West Coast cat, born and raised. I remember the first time I went to New York. I went by myself, and I ran into some of the New York guys out here, and then I went to the comic strip, and I ran into Greg
82nd and 2nd. If you're in New York, go check out the comic strip.
Yeah, and saw Greg, and he was like, "Hey, Ruben." I was like, "Hey, man," and he was riding a motorcycle at the time, and he told me everywhere to go. He literally took me from club to club to club, and I got spots and hung out, and he was just always a cool dude. And I remember, it might have been either the year he passed or the year before, Gene Pompa, shout out Gene Pompa, called me.
Gene Pompa.
Yeah, Gene goes, hey, man, do you want to do a gig at the Ontario Improv with Greg? And I go, when? He was like, it's Saturday. He was like, I was with him the whole week, but I can't do Saturday. And I was like, he said, are you open? I was like, yeah, I'm open, but ask Greg if it's cool. He's like, I already asked him. That's why I'm calling you. I was like, oh, cool. I hadn't seen him in years, and he had achieved like more success and everything. Right. And then I remember walking into the green room after I haven't seen him in years, and for a comic that I respected so much, to be so excited to see me was just it was just shows the type of person. He was just a comics comic. You know what I mean? He was just a cool dude.
Absolutely.
And then you'll understand this, the fact that he had love for me showed me that he respected what I did, even on my level at that time.
Right.
Because you know in this game, especially New York comics,
if
they don't like you, they will not talk to you and deal with you. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, because what you were saying was just like we haven't really been talking asking many questions because we just know each other like that. So these are stories, but isn't it like cool that a comic? And I don't know if it's missing today or we just because we're in a different position now that we don't need it as much. But isn't it cool that a comic would just say, "Hey, let's put Rube on the show," or you said he took you around and showed you spots like that would be so inviting when you get to their city. And do you think that's gone now, or there's just less guys doing that? I know, like when I came here, you were like, "Dude, you need a ride anywhere?"
Yeah,
like literally, I didn't have a way to get around. I was sleeping on Butch's couch, and you were like, "If you need a ride to the store, let me know. You need a ride to the Improv."
Exactly.
Is that gone, or are we just in a different position?
I don't know. Just because the fact that I'm just that dude. I'm just that type of person.
Right.
If somebody's my friend or if I'm cool with them and if I can help them, I will. That's just my nature. Right. I wish more comics would be like that.
Right.
Now, can I be a comedy snob sometimes? I think we all can in this game.
Absolutely.
But me and you I think there's one thing I always say, and I use it when I talk about you, and I use it when I talk about Russell. Like, we would be friends whether we were comics or not.
Right.
There's just certain guys who like...
I was going to say that in your intro. When I was driving here, I was like, I got to make sure I say, if we weren't doing comedy, we were at Quiznos, we'd still be...
Yeah, we'd still be boys.
They'd be like, these two, we got to split them two up.
Because we see things in a very similar type of way.
Right.
With all that being said, I don't know if other comics are doing that, but I hear a lot of comics don't do that. And that bothers me because when you coming into a new city and you don't know anybody...
Right.
There's always that anxiety that you have. So if you can make somebody feel more comfortable and give them a helping hand so they can get on their grind and do their thing.
Just to make it easier.
Just to make it easier. Because I'm a firm believer that what's meant for me is for me. Like,
oh, man,
I'm competitive by nature.
I live that, bro.
Yeah, I'm competitive by nature, but comedy... The competition isn't really with other comics, even though we always joke around like that. The competition is really with myself and how good I want to be.
My competition is to be better than my last set. I want to be. If I kill Saturday night, I want to kill harder Sunday night. I want to kill harder than that Monday night. I want to kill harder than that Tuesday.
Of course, because we believe you're only as good as your last set.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of comics are competitive with each other, and I think that's just the wrong energy to have. Now, you can be competitive like when you talking shit and stuff that.
I think we're going to continue the conversation. I think it might be a young black thing. Like rap music, competitive. Yeah. But not really, it doesn't really have to be, because it's like, you're not doing what I'm doing. Stand-up comedy, it's a young black thing. It's ego involved, it's bravado. It's like, but you're not really doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think it's a young black thing, and I don't want to make it a black thing, but I don't see white comics really with the aura of hate, the cloud of hate around what they're doing as much as I see it around.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
We're going to continue the conversation. This is the Rock Lounge. Give me your social media and all that stuff.
Social media is I am Ruben Paul, and Ruben Paul is spelled RUBENPAUL, and it's I am Ruben Paul on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole
Ruben
nine.
Paul comedy.
I am RubenPaul.com.
Website?
Website is just RubenPaul.com.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We will be back. More of the Rock Lounge. This is Tony Rock.